Couple of things going on with our Bravos. First and foremost, big shout out to the Braves. I got to tell you guys, if you've not seen the video that they have put out, the promo that they've made in regards to these jerseys that are going to be revealed, they are sweet. They're showing homage to the great Henry Aaron. Mike, I was looking at these, and I was like, man, this is kind of what we've been waiting for when you talk about what you want.
Right.
The City Connect jerseys, they are an updated version of the 1974 Braves uniforms. Now, we love these uniforms. Henry Aaron wore this uniform, this style, right, when he broke the record for home runs, 715. So there's a 715 inside the collar.
I saw that. It's very cool.
There's a jock tag that keeps swinging number 44 inside of the jersey as well. The A, which is obviously on the jersey, synonymous with our city. They just did this right. And if you've not seen it, I'm like blown away. I can't wait to see everybody in them, and I want one.
Yeah, it is basically a modern take or a contemporary take on the 74 jersey, which I think, remember you and I said it back in 21. I wanted to wear that jersey the whole season as a tribute to Hank Aaron. They eventually switched back to their current jerseys, and we won the World Series. But those jerseys cut glass. I love the small A 70s logo. I mean, Carl, I know everybody likes button-ups, but the pullovers for me,
sweet.
Those things cut glass. So, I mean, when you think about some of these City Edition jerseys, I know in Boston, nobody seems to get those jerseys outside of Boston, but like they're paying homage to the Boston Marathon, the powder blue and yellow.
Yep.
Because for the Red Sox, it looks a bit much. Remember we saw the one in Colorado, looked like, I don't know what that was in Colorado. Remember Chris with like the green pants and the mountains and everything. Some of these things look like crap. I can definitely say whoever designed this got it right. This is one I think we can all dig.
Yeah, I totally agree. Meanwhile, what's going on with the Braves? Well, today they recalled Nick Anderson. He is going to take the place of Kyle Wright, whose Mike is going to be on the 15-day injured list with right shoulder inflammation. Apparently, Wright is going to have another start down at spring training before they kind of reevaluate him. But we know Max Fried's going to be the opening day starter. That's going to be Thursday, guys. So opening day for us is Thursday. Not our home opener. That'll happen the following week, but our opener on the road. But, yeah, Kyle Wright is going to start the season on the IL. 2 starts at Grapefruit League play. Not enough, and then he got the inflammation. So 20-game winner, Mike, we'll have to see where he is. But I'm okay with this. It's a long season.
Right, and the youth has been served. We talked about the young guys and, Dylan Dodd. We talked about Shuster. So these guys can have an opportunity to contribute. Meanwhile, maybe we won't need good pitching because we're going to score 15 runs a game based on what Matt Olson is doing. If you didn't see it, Acuna and Matt Olson basically trading sort of tape measure home runs. Matt Olson hit I can't remember the last time somebody hit 8 home runs in spring training. Yeah. Matt Olson hits his 8th home run. Save some for 162. You and I said this earlier. You can't bank these, Carl. We got to do it again. But whatever tweaks he's done with his approach and how they've worked on going to the tape and changing things, man, is it working? I know it's spring training, but holy cow.
I'm loving it. And if he stays this hot to start the season, as we said, you're right. We're going to be scoring a lot of runs because guys are going to be in position to score. The other big news from the Braves over the weekend is who else is starting. And those other 2 guys, you're out now adding 2 lefties to the rotation, Dylan Dodd and Jared Schaefer, or Shuster, that is. Shuster, Mike, was the number 1 pick. We talked about this back in 2020. Both of these guys are lefties. They're both going to be in the rotation. So now you're talking about Fried, Strider, Morton, Shuster, and Dylan Dodd.
Right.
If you didn't know, these 2 guys have been competing for that 5th spot all spring training, and obviously Snit liked what he saw. So did Double-A. So this is good news, man. Shuster, he's going to make the opening day roster. He's 24 years old. And then Dylan Dodds, he's also 24 years old, but they're both lefties. So you got 2 lefties now in the starting rotation, at least to start the season. We'll see how long this lasts and how it works. But, again, long year, and you need to make sure that some guys that you may not be familiar with, both Dodd and Schuster are non-roster players in camp. So
right.
You've got to make some roster moves, but they're going to be a part of that starting rotation.
Michael Harris and then later Vaughn, we're going to have to apparently wait a while for Grissom to get his shot. But again, I think, we have to maybe temper our expectations. Certainly Alex Anthopoulos kind of gave us that clue last time we spoke with him. But young guys with the rotation. And I don't want to start, saying, look, enough with Ian Anderson. But, Anderson's going to have some more opportunities here, Carl. But you start to feel like the time and the chances and the opportunities are going to be slipping through his fingers.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause these other guys are kind of showing, and don't forget, these are more of the college kids. They're coming out, they're a little bit older, and they're ready to go. But certainly, Ian Anderson, nothing is done, but he's got to do something about controlling where that fastball goes. If he can ever get that, as Grant McCauley always says, get more control, he'd be back in a big show.
Yeah, Raisel Iglesias, the closer, obviously not with the team to start the season, but I love. Again, they bring up right-handed pitcher Nick Anderson, Jesse Chavez, Dylan Lee, Yates, McHugh, Jimenez. We have a loaded bullpen, and I like what they are going to be able to throw out there depending on the situation. A.J. Minter could see most of the save opportunities here over the first couple of weeks, Mike. How many of those opportunities do you need? Again, are you in one-run games? Or are you blowing teams out? We will see, but that's what's going to happen with the Braves as we get ready for opening day on Thursday. As far as Tyler Matzik, Tommy John rehab, Oscar Yanoa, you guys remember him. He's also coming off of Tommy John. And then Colby Allard has a grade 2 oblique strain. So they're all going to start the season on the injured list. But they could be, obviously used throughout the course of the season once they come back from these injuries. But those two pitchers, and I only bring it up because, again, Matzik, we didn't see. We knew if he's able to come back at some point, I'm not counting on it, guys. Maybe at the end of the year, we'll see how it goes. And then Yanoa, he helped us out. The year we won the World Series, he was great.
Now, again, the Kyle Wright thing, as we said, it's sort of a bump in the road. Soroka is still a big question mark, right? Soroka, you just don't know where that's going to go. I mean, you hope that eventually does get some traction, but it seems like that's a slow roll. I still wonder, and again, now that you just talked about the youth being served, you wonder if we have enough pitching. Perhaps those young guys will really surprise us. That would be something.
2 lefties?
Yeah, and that's why I know I was banging the drum earlier this year in the offseason. I just thought, aside from the Charlie Morton getting $20 million, I just thought we needed to do a little bit more. Unless, you really can't argue with Alex because everything, knock wood, has seemed to work out. But I'm not sure anyone was certainly Snicker wasn't anticipating Shuster and Dodd taking the sleep this year based on the interviews he's done.
No.
And had to give those guys name tags when they showed up.
To start Fried, Strider, Morton, that's your 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that'll be our 1, 2, 3 come September, October. Right? I don't know.
But for what it's worth, we talk about, I joke around with you all the time, do you really need 6 weeks to get ready for baseball? Olsen's raking. We talked about Ozuna's doing well. If Ozzy's getting back to being old Ozzy. And then one guy we're taking for granted, we talk about the pitching. Fried has been amazing this spring training. Fried is totally locked in.
Quiet, just handling his business. The infield, by the way, you're talking about Olsen, Albies, Riley, Arcia, opening day shortstop, guys, remember. And then, Sean Murphy. Don't sleep on Sean Murphy. I think he's going to be a great addition to this team. And then Travis d'Arnaud. It's a really good club. That's all I can say. In how well we play and what happens as we get going here. But I like the moves. I like what's going on. And then for these young guys, Mike, prove it time, right? So when we get a chance to see Shuster or Dodd, which I don't think is going to happen until the weekend, right? Because it's opening day. Well, I don't think we're going to get a chance to see it, but it's prove it time, man.
Yep, and we'll be up at Murph's, guys. That's coming up quick before you know it, man. Get back from H-Town, then we'll be out there at Murph's. So I think Thursday
and Friday
of the home opener, right?
Yeah, that's the 6th and the 7th of April. So if you're trying to figure that out. And then also G-Day's right around the corner, Saturday the 15th. So there's a lot of stuff on the calendar for us to be a part of and being involved in.